everyone, welcome to September Stampin' Gals Gone Wild. This month my theme is Retro Reimagined, and I absolutely love how this pop-up card turned out. It's very breakfast at Tiffany's. 1,000,001 thanks is what it says, but look what happens when you open it. It pops. Is that not beautiful? And this really nice little retro dress, and I don't know, it's very Audrey Hepburn. I just thought it was fabulous. Oh, fabulous is what you are. And I think fabulous is what this card is. So let me get started sharing with you how to create today's card. All right, we're going to begin doing all of our big shot work. So I'm going to start with the Pop and Cuts die. Now, many of you may not have even noticed this die in the catalog. It's a little different. You notice there's a big insert in here. I love this die because it's kind of like getting it's like getting a bargain every time you get a new insert. You can see I've kind of tried to draw on there so you could see where the actual card base is, and then you change out the different inserts. So we're going to have different things that'll pop in and out. We're going to be using the dress form today, but you notice I don't have the dress form in there yet, so let me show you what we're going to do with our cardstock. So I've got my Pool Party cardstock. I have scored it at 5.5 inches, and I'm just going to lay that into the die. And I don't know if you can see it on the video, there's a couple little tick marks actually in my die. I want to make sure I've lined up my score line with those tick marks. You're then going to put the extended cutting plates on the top and bottom, and you're going to run that through your big shot. When you do, it's going to look like this. And can you see we have these great little flaps that we can fold our card in, and that's what's going to keep it closed when it goes through the mail. Love that. All right, well, since we're at our big shot, let's go ahead. We're going to bring this die in one more time, and now I'm going to bring in the dress form insert. Now, the dress form insert also has little tick marks, and when you push the die in, or the insert as far as it'll go, it's magnet, by the way, it's going to stay right there in place. You can see my tick marks line up. Always make sure you do that, because if you do something like this, don't do it. Tick marks aren't lined up. So make sure you line those up. Of course, it can also go in this way as well, but we're going to be taking it that way. We've got our tick marks lined up. You're going to take that 4 by 5.5 piece of white cardstock, lay it on the dress form, put your cutting plates, and you're going to run that through. I'm going to give you a tip. I thought, well, hey, why can't I just run that through the big shot? It doesn't work because we need that little bit of extra height to run it through. So you do need the Pop and Cuts die for this little dress form pop-up to work, okay? All right, so we've run that through. It's going to look like this. So let's go ahead and set that off to the side for right now. And it looks like I think we're ready to do some stamping. So I'm going to bring in my 4¼ by 2 3/4 Whisper White cardstock, and we're going to do some stamping to this. I'm going to be using the stamp set. Oh, I just lost the name of it. Oh, no. Well, it's in your notes. Oh, no, I've got it right here. 1,000,001. Whew! Connie's losing her mind. She needs more coffee today. We're going to use both stamps from 1,000,001. Let me bring this in. Whoops. So you can see it. It's got two really great, very swirly stamps in it. So 1,000,001 thanks. And I did go ahead and pre-stamp this for you in Smoky Slate. You can see I stamped 1,000,001 thanks. And then I brought in my Soft Sky, and I used the Creative Elements swirl. Now, I'm going to be honest, whatever swirl makes you happy. I know you guys have swirls. You've got a swirl somewhere, whether it's Fabulous Flourishes or Everything Eleanor. Just pull out your favorite swirl, and you can see I've just stamped that kind of around the 1,000,001 thanks, just to give it a nice little soft color. Yes, I am using Soft Sky instead of Pool Party. I wanted it to be a little bit softer. So I've got that done. I'll set that off to the side. Now let's come in and work with that piece of Winter Frost. I'll get it right, guys. My Winter Frost paper stack. Now, what I love about these paper stacks, you're going to get 24 sheets of 2 different designs. Or if you want to look at it, it's really 4 different designs because there's a design on the back as well. But we're going to do some cutting on this. It's very simple. The Winter Frost cardstock, or DSP, is cut it's 6.5 by 4.5. So we're going to cut it in half at 3¼ All right, so we've got our 3¼ inch piece. This 3¼ inch piece left over, we're going to cut it in half at 1 5/8. Now you guys know I hate cutting anything at 1 5/8, but I'm going to be honest, you can even just eyeball this. Just cut it in half. There's not a real reason it has to be perfect. You'll figure that out, or you'll learn why. That's not important in a minute. I'm going to set those off to the side for a sec. This piece here, we're going to be running through the Big Shot with the Dress Up framelit set. Now, one thing I love when I use this one single piece of Winter Frost paper stack, I can actually get 2 of these cards out of it because I can cut one dress that way and one dress this way. And of course I had these 2 pieces, so that worked out really well. So let me come in and show you kind of what it's going to look like when it cuts, like so. So you're going to get those 2 dresses. All right, we can set that off to the side. And now let's go ahead and come in with one piece, just one, of the other piece that we cut off. I'm going to use the scallop border punch, and you're just going to punch down one side and down the other. So it's going to look like that when it's done. You're going to punch all the way down. And check this out, so easy. We're just going to cut it in half. Don't even have to be neat about it. Don't need to bring in a paper trimmer. It's not going to show. This is why I said it really wasn't crucial if it didn't, if you didn't cut it at exactly that 1 5/8. So we're going to then take those pieces, and you can see I've just adhered it to the back of my stamped focal image. All right, well, we're going to set that off to the side. And hey, while we're stamping, let's go ahead and do one more thing. We're going to bring in our card base, and I've done this in advance. I hope you can see it. Just here on the front cover with the same swirl, I just stamped on the front. Now the center here is empty. That's fine. Don't worry about it because we're going to be covering it up. In fact, let's go ahead and cover it up, shall we? I've just got some adhesive there on the back, and we can just adhere that down to the front. So it just gave me a little more texture on the card to have some stamping around it. Okay, well, that part of our card's done. Now let's work on that fabulous inside, because right now it's really boring. Let's go ahead and bring in our dress form. And before I get started, I do want to cut a little border off the bottom of this. This is the bottom of this dress form is, whoops, I missed one. Oh, let's hope I can hold my tongue just right and punch it good. Not too bad. This is the floor, if you will, the rug of our dressing room, I guess we'll call it, right? So I wanted that to look a little pretty. Now, there are some tricks to folding this thing correctly. Don't freak out, and I'm just going to tell you, maybe the first time you do it, you're not going to be 100% successful, but it's still okay. I didn't have good luck the very first time and did it great every time after that. But if you don't, it still looks great in your card, so you don't have to throw anything away. All right, I have got the pretty side of the dress form down. How do I know it's the pretty side? Well, I can see kind of some rough edges here, so I know I'm on the back. Okay, we're going to begin by taking the dress form, the bottom of the dress form, and give that a little fold. And then you can see there's some little fold lines right here as well, down here at the bottom. So we're going to fold the dress form down. Oh, look, see how these are wanting to bend right now? These little slits. These are other little tick marks that the Big Shot die cut. So we can give those a little fold. So, whoops. So you can give that a fold. Now we're going to flip it over. You notice I've got it upside down. We have got score lines here and here. And so what I'm going to have you do, one, make sure that dress form's kind of popped out. Give it a little bend, so we can give that a fold. And then these little guys right here, just get, you notice I'm not pressing or anything just yet. I just want to kind of get everything folded. Now I'm good to go. Can you see it all coming together? So I can give that a good press now, and I can give this a good press now. And now I have a fabulous dress form. So we're all looking good there. See, I told you, it's just kind of one of those, you got to kind of think it through that first time, and hopefully you'll have the video with you, and that'll help you kind of put it together. Now, I thought these edges right here were a little harsh, and I'm using the itty bitty punch pack on my project today. So I'm going to come in with the circle punch from the itty bitty punch pack. I'm going to bring that in close so you can see it. I've lined up the corner with the hole that's actually in the die. And I'm just going to give that a little punch so that the edges aren't quite as harsh. It kind of decorates it up a little bit. Okay, well, we've got that done. Let's go ahead and put this into our card. Now, there are a couple little tricks to this too, but it's not hard. I want you to start with the bottom half of the dress up framelits here when we go to put this in, okay? I just think it's a little bit easier to work with. So I'm going to put it in. Of course, I can see that's the bottom. And if you'll just line it up, this is the side without adhesive, right? So we can line it up from side to side. And I can see my fold line. Everything is good and happy. And when I've got that set right where I want it, right where you want it, Connie, there we go. I can just come in and give that a press. So I've got that one down. Now we can come in and put some adhesive on this side, and it's just a little bit easier to work with. So let's just, and of course this part is very important. You don't want to adhere down anything we want to pop, or you're not going to have a pop up, you're going to have a stick down card. That's no fun, right? All right, now we have got a great card. We're getting there. Okay, give that all a good press. Okay, let's dress her up, shall we? So I've got my dress framelit, and if you recall, I had you cut out 2 inches of the silver 1/8 inch ribbon. I've just adhered it on the back with a little piece of Scotch tape, no big deal. And we're going to adhere this to our dress form, but here's something that's also very important. When this goes on to our dress form, you can see it's actually, the dress is longer than the form. So make sure you're just kind of staying just a little bit below the waist. Don't go all the way down there, okay? Don't go there. All right, we're going to adhere that onto our dress form. I kind of like to use the top of the dress as my marking. All right, we have that. And we're going to dress this up just a tiny bit more because I had you come in and punch from our silver foil sheets a 2.5 inch circle. So I've got some adhesive on the back of that, and I'm just going to line that up. And that really makes it look like just a really retro dressing table. I love that. Now with this piece of scrap here, because we did have some scrap, and as I said, we're using the itty bitty punch pack anyway, we're going to come in, and with the flower, we're going to cut ourselves out a little flower. Now I'm going to bring in my stamp pierce mat, and you can use a stylus tool, you can use an unopened pen, whatever works. If you will just give that a press, look at that. It gives a nice little pop to the flower. It's fantastic. And then I'm just got a mini glue dot on the back of it. And I also put one of our little pearls in there because I thought that just made it look too sweet. And dressed it up. I'm going to give that a little fluff, and we're looking good. Well, let's stamp the inside of this. So I'm going to come back in with my Smoky Slate ink pad and the other stamp from 1,000,001, which is the Fabulous Is What You Are. And, oh, not upside down, Connie. Woo! I told you I needed more coffee today. Let's just stamp that on the inside of our card. Beautiful. And we've just got one last thing to call this card done. When I close it up, and of course I can put my little tabs down, I thought it was a little bit nakey right there. So I've just got a little silver ribbon, same ribbon that we used, on a little mini glue dot, and I'm just going to add that right there. What do you think? Oh, and you know what? This is so easy to mail. It's really nice and flat. It does great through the mail. So that is our fabulous card for the day. Fabulous is what you are. Fabulous is what this card is. Fabulous are you for being in Stampin' Gals Gone Wild. So thanks so much for checking out this video. Can't wait to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.